But let me see. All right, I want to make sure that we could be everybody could see us on all platforms. That's the main thing that I want because we got a lot to get out today. All right. It is now 59 minutes after the hour on WSAN Radio. It is a balmy 80 degrees out here on the 10th day of July of 2023. Now, with further ado, I've been waiting for this interview. I'm like a kid in the candy store. I read the bio, I read all that stuff on there, and I said, I am so glad that she is coming on this show. Good morning.
Good morning. You have me blushing.
Come on now. Come on now. Well, it's I love doing what I'm doing, and this is taking another step for the radio station to have candidates all over Texas to come on and say what they're going for because we don't get this opportunity all the time. I think me and Sabrina was talking last time around that there's no old grassroots like it used to be.
Yes.
Everything is multimedia sending out. Me myself
Mm-hmm.
personally, I want to see somebody in person. 'Cause I want to look them in the face, see if they're lying or telling the truth.
Yes. Yes. And I believe in that. I believe you should be able to. I should be able to look you in the eye and tell you who I am and tell you what I stand for. So thank you for having me on.
Well, introduce yourself to everybody.
I am Marquette Greene-Scott. I am the Democratic nominee for Texas Congressional District 22. My district entails Brazoria, Fort Bend, part of Harris, all of Matagorda, and all of Wharton. So it's five counties in my district.
Wow, that's a lot.
And Ron, if you'd let me, I just want to send out a prayer and best wishes to the residents of Texas, particularly CD22, because we were hit hard by Hurricane Beryl, and some of us still don't have power. Thank God I got power yesterday, about 4:30, but people here in Iowa Colony still don't have power, and throughout CD22, we don't have power. So definitely we want to send prayers and well wishes and do whatever we can to help those residents because you say it's 80. I'm not sure if it's 80 down here. It might be. It's probably 90 right now because it got real hot in this house yesterday.
I bet it did with no power there. I got a relative to
Yeah.
stay down there. One was in a four-story apartment building. It was on the fourth floor,
Oh,
and they didn't get flooded out. But they said they wish they had electricity because it is hot in that apartment.
it's hot, and they say it was a category 1, but I've been through a lot of storms, and the wind that storm, and it was persistent. It didn't stop. It was just it cracked, it snapped trees like toothpicks, and
Mm.
we're like, I'm not sure if that's a category 1. I heard winds like that for Katrina and Rita. I'm not sure, but hey, I'm not a meteorologist, so I could just go on what they tell me.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that because when they predicted that we're gonna get the rain in San Antonio, but Beryl decided to take a hard right,
Yes.
and it went straight up. But the only thing about Beryl, what happened was it moved through quick. It
Hmm.
didn't linger on like they said it's gonna stay there for a while. It hit Texas and went straight on up, and it's still going up, flooding other states. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel you on that. So let's talk about what's going on down there in District 2. I mean District 22.
22.
22. I'm sorry. I was looking at the maps earlier this week, and I was seeing how the demographic changed so much out of each decade. Where at
Mhm.
one time Galveston was in that district, and
Yes.
now it's
Yes.
not. They're moving
Hmm.
further west. If they keep on, y'all gonna be in California. They keep on moving west, and what they're doing, they're picking up the population from the rural, which
Yes.
we know that's heavily Republican. So they
Yes.
know what they're doing. So what what are you doing to how can I put it? What is your platform like? What do you want to happen for District 22?
Well, first, let's talk about the district. I say that 22 has been gerrymandered to its fullest. I don't think they'll be able to gerrymander us anymore. The population of 22 has grown since they redistricted in 2020. In 2020, the city of Iowa Colony had 8,000 residents. As of 2024, we're at 17,000. That doesn't include parts of our ETJ, our extraterritorial jurisdiction. Sierra Vista, which is a subdivision right across the street from me, they can vote for me in CD 22. They can't vote for me for the city of Iowa Colony, but they can vote for me. So many homes have been put up in Sierra Vista alone. And that's when I say the 17,000 for the population of the city of Iowa Colony, it doesn't include Sierra Vista. But we have new homes coming up, and I think most of those people are going to vote Democrat. So we're reaching out to them, make sure people are registered to vote, and then it'll be our responsibility to get them out to vote. If you look at the numbers of registered voters, there are enough Democratic registered voters in CD 22 for us to win. Matagorda County, Troy Nels won. He's the current congressman. He won a little bit over 9,000 votes in Matagorda County and 7,000 votes in Wharton County. Well, we can overcome those numbers just in Fort Bend alone. There's precinct 1 that the Democrats just basically forget about. If we start reaching out to these people, letting them know who I am, letting them know what I stand for, informing them of what this current congressman is doing. He's not voting for what's best for the constituents of 2022, which is why I decided to run. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a true grassroots effort. It'll be a true, I'm going to knock on as many doors as I can. I'm going to get as many endorsements as I can, do as many interviews as I can, so that people know I'm out there. They know I'm a qualified candidate, and they can vote for me and tell their friends to vote for me. I tell them, I say, if you can't vote for me, tell somebody who can.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I hear your passion in what you're doing and everything, but what got you into politics?
I've been around politics my entire life. My mom, I'm from Opelousas, Louisiana, and Opelousas is a little different. People are very active in politics in Opelousas, and my mom was one of them. My grandmother was born in 1905. She raised me, but she knew of a time when she couldn't vote. So as a little girl, I think I was probably at least 8. My mom would take them to vote, older people. They always waited for her. They knew she was coming to pick them up, to take them to vote. And so I would go with her, my grandmother and all her friends. It didn't matter if it was cold. I remember there being some cold, rainy days. They could barely walk. They could barely see. But guess what? They voted because they knew a time when they couldn't vote. So that never left me. And in turn, I always brought my daughter with me to vote. When she turned 18, she registered to vote, and she votes. She may not vote as much as I like her to, but I'm always, Caitlin, don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote. And I try to get her to early vote because anything can happen on election day. So that's what's so important. But I've always been around politics, and I thought, well, I'm not in Louisiana anymore, so I can never run. However, we had the Trump presidency. And with the Trump presidency, I said those were the 4 longest years of my life. So in 2020, I decided I'm going to do everything I can to help President Biden get elected. I say, so at least if he doesn't get elected, I know I've done my part. I did like text banking and donations to President Obama, but I didn't do it for Hillary Clinton. And so I felt it was my duty to do my part. So I'm an AK, and our sorority sent out an email asking us if we were attorneys to volunteer for the voter protection, do a training and volunteer. I'm licensed in Texas and Louisiana, so I volunteer for both states. It's there because, or the purpose is, if someone is disenfranchised and we need to file a brief or file a motion, they need to have attorneys on standby who can go to court. So I volunteered for that. I also volunteered as a poll watcher, and I did some text messaging. So in January of 2021, someone from the Texas Democratic Party reached out to me via text and asked me if I would run for a local office. And my daughter and I were just sitting in the living room watching TV, and I was like, "Hey, they asked me to run for office." And she said, "Yes." I said, "But," she said, "Yes." She said, "You're not backing out. I know how you are." And so I did. I ran for, and they asked me which one. I asked what were the seats, and they said city council or school board member. And I said, I'm a former teacher, but I feel like I want to start small, because I had only moved to Iowa Colony in 2019, and this was 2021. So I'd only been here 2 years, and I decided to run for city council. So when I told my family, I have 3 sisters and a brother. My sisters were like, "Well, you're going to have to get out there because nobody knows you, and you haven't been there long." And so that was my plan. And that's what I did. I did block walking. I did phone calls. I had people from everywhere calling people in my district, just trying to get people to vote. And it was so, oh my gosh, it was so heartwarming to me, because people were texting me, "Look, I voted. And so I remember on election day, my girlfriend came in and she said, "How do you feel?" I said, "I feel good." I said, "People are telling me they voted." I said, "I just have to hope that they did." And they did, and I won. And I had a 1-year term. So I chose that one because we did redistricting in Iowa Colony. We picked up a council seat. We went from 5 at large to 3 at large and 3 districts. So I'm still an at large. So that second term, I went unopposed, and this last term I ran unopposed, and I was happy because I could focus on my congressional race, the primary.
Oh.
But that's what got me into. I know I'm talking a lot.
That's all right. We want to know. Everybody want to know.
That's what got me into it. And running for Congress, I mean, we saw what was going on in the country, and I started researching my congressman. And to say that this district is so diverse, it's almost an embarrassment that he's our congressman. And we need somebody representative of us. And when I say us, I mean somebody who understands different levels of socioeconomic backgrounds, somebody who appreciates different religions, different ethnicities, all of that. That's why my campaign slogan is "We deserve better because we do."
Amen to that. Got this question for you, because I talk to many people, many blacks here in the San Antonio area. Some are not voting, didn't vote the last time. I asked them why. Well, Obama's not running anymore, and these people are not going to do anything for me. I said, but your vote counts. So how can you turn people's minds on to get out and vote? I know they got to be educated is one thing, and that's one thing they need to be. What is your platform? How can you get the vote out to everybody to get out and vote? Not just only in your district. Let's look at statewide. What can we do to regenerate, get them energized again to get out and vote?
Well, one thing statewide, if they're not paying attention and need to pay attention, Governor Abbott is handpicking candidates to put in the Texas State Legislature so that they can pass his vouchers. He is insistent on vouchers. I don't understand. they are trying to undo public education. And Abbott is definitely working very hard to undo public education in the state of Texas. And that's how they started with HISD, the largest independent school district in the state. So we need to wake up. I mean, you need to worry about what's going on your local level. When I ran for city council, I told people, I said, we worry about the presidency, but we need to worry about the local elections, because we're who determine your taxes. We work 2 years, and we're gonna work this one. This will be hopefully this will be our second straight year where we don't raise taxes. Hopefully that's our goal, not to raise taxes this year. We didn't raise them last year. The goal is to not raise them. But that's what we do. The city just took over water. I specifically asked the mayor and the city manager for us to have an informational meeting so that people know what's going on. Only 4 families showed up, 4 households showed up to the informational meeting. The city sent out a pamphlet. And then when the water bill went up, now they're complaining. But we try to educate you, because I believe in having an educated electorate. I believe in people holding us accountable. We are public officials. We're elected. It's not, being a public official or being an elected official is a privilege. It's not a right. So come to meetings, see what we're doing, see how we deliberate. And if we're not doing what we're supposed to do, then you vote us out. But if you're not paying attention, then these are the things that's happening, like taking over HISD, like trying to get vouchers statewide. Poor people can't afford, even with a voucher, poor people can't afford to go to private schools. Yeah. So what's going to happen with that? They're dismantling the public school system.
Yeah. The other thing that they're doing, states are doing, is whoever elected official in there, they're trying to have the governor get rid of them. They were elected in office, but if they don't like how things going, they want to fire them. How is that possible?
Well, we have a Supreme Court now who says that there's absolute immunity for one president, not for 2, just one, for official duties. So this is what they're doing. They're passing, and that's the other thing. I know we're going to get to Project 2025, but that's the other thing we have to be mindful of. When they say states' rights, remember it was states' rights that condoned slavery. And that's why we had the Civil War, because of states' rights. So what they're doing, they know what they're doing. And when Donald Trump says, well, we'll leave abortion rights up to states, they know what they're doing, because they're controlling these red states. They're controlling the legislature, and they're passing these laws, like in Georgia. If they don't like what Fani Willis is doing, what are they going to do? They're going to convene a panel to remove her, even though the voters elected her. Yes. So we have to be careful. That's the whole point of the federal government, to protect individual rights when you have states who are taking those rights away. So that states' rights, that's a farce. It's not about states' rights, because if it was states' rights, we would still be in slavery.
No, amen to that. I hear you on that. Now, since you brought it up, the 2025 playbook, there is a couple of things in here. I got keynotes takeaway by somebody posted this, and I was looking for this, and I'm reading some of the stuff on here that just don't make any sense. They want to actually track women who are pregnant and make sure they go out of state to get an abortion. You know, they want to track that, and they want to take away Head Start program. And then what's the other one on here? Cut federal student loan program. That's just to name a few of things that they want to do. See, I'm gonna say it, y'all, so don't y'all get mad at me. I'm ready to say it. Back in the days, they hid in hoods. Now today, they're out in the open saying exactly what they're gonna do.
Donald Trump has made it okay for them to say whatever they want to say. Well, let's talk about this. Louisiana is starting. They're starting where they want to track people. They're going to force doctors to tell if a woman is pregnant so that they could track them. It's all about fear.
Thank you.
They're fearful that they will no longer be the majority. So this is what they're doing. That's why they're making they're so say fetalhood, like a fetus can be, or fetushood, I think is what it's called. Like a fetus is a person. A fetus cannot sustain itself. They want to do away with viability, because if a fetus is viable, then it can live without the mother, right? So they're saying, well, no, that's not what we want. We want fetushood. And I always say they're not pro-life, they're pro-womb. Because once that child is born, they don't want early childhood. They don't want us to provide the, what is it called? When you go to school before, look at me having a brain freeze. They don't want a preschool. They don't want to provide funding for preschool. Well, guess what? I went to preschool. They don't want to provide student loans. Guess what? I used student loans to go to college because my mother couldn't afford to pay for us to go to college. So do you see what they're doing? It's not even about, what they're trying to do is they say, wait, they've come too far. Now we need to start rolling these programs back because too many of them are getting ahead. Yeah. That's what this is about.
Exactly.
Think about when you look at the things that they're saying. What is it? Why don't you want preschool? That means kids, because everybody can't afford to send their child to daycare. Right? So that's why you have those Head Start programs, so that people who are underprivileged can go to school and get a Head Start. That's why it's called Head Start. I went to Head Start. And that's why I'm running for Congress, because somebody who didn't know me was fighting for me. And I want to fight for other people. But that's what they're doing. They feel like, wait a minute, they're getting too far ahead.
Yeah.
The audacity of her to run for Congress,
Yeah.
So that's what this is. That's what 2025 is all about. We have to wake up. And these people who are saying, oh, Trump did this for me, Trump didn't do anything for you. Congress passed laws, and the Democrats were over Congress at that point. They were the majority, and you got a stimulus check. But if you look at the check, if you look at you had to claim that on your taxes.
Right.
So you didn't get anything. But we don't see that. That's why Donald Trump signed the checks, because he understands that some people don't understand.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I get very emotional.
That's fine with me. Well, I'm gonna switch gears on you, and I want to talk about finance. Okay. With you and your opponent. I looked at the numbers, and he has over $400,000 in his war chest, and you're not even close to that.
No, I'm not.
And we know that you need the money to get things out there, and we know that is a key. Of course, coming on shows like this all over the place, getting the word out is good. What can your district do, or state of Texas do, to help you out to send money your way?
Donate to my campaign. My website is marquettegreene-scott.com, and there's a donate button. I have ActBlue, but donate to my campaign. I need funding, and it's been a little disheartening because we don't like to give to campaigns. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We're gonna vote, and that's a good thing. We are gonna vote, but as Black candidates, we need support financially. And that's been a problem because I am a viable candidate and we can win. This district is not the district that they think it is. But they have people, and that's why nobody else wanted to run, because they have people thinking that we can't win. So why waste your money, or why waste your time running? Well, Jamie ran last time. She did nothing after the primary, and she still won 35% of the vote. So that's our base, and the district has changed even since 2022. The votes are out there. We just have to find them. And like you said, I need money to find them. So that is the issue.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to my campaign website, there's a donate button. Any amount will do. You don't have to donate $100. Whatever you donate helps.
Yeah.
I'm a single. Look, I was a single mother. I tell anybody I can stretch $1. You just give me the money. I promise you the money is not going to be wasted. Every penny will be used to benefit the campaign.
You said a key word right there. Blacks always find a way to do things with what little they have. They find
Yes.
a way to get things out. Now with your candidate, the other guy, I'm gonna call him the other guy. He just sitting back. I can see him sitting back, cigar in his mouth, saying, "Oh, we got this, hands down." I see it
Yes.
right now. But
Yes.
what they're doing, they're waking up sleepy giants right now. They're waking people up. They see how things been going all these years, and they've been going too well. And now you got people of color that's running for office that never would run for office. We got women, black women running for office that you have never seen before in a lifetime, in droves running. So they woke up a sleepy giant. That's all I
Yes,
can
they
say.
have.
Because one thing we could say, we learn how to adapt to any situation. And your adaptability right now today, give me $1, I'll stretch it. I'll run 4 ads with $1. You know what I mean?
I can.
So you are adapting to whatever comes your way and utilizing that. And you know,
Yes.
I can't say more about that. That's what we need to do. We adapted from slavery. We adapted when they said other plantations couldn't talk to plantation. That's when the blues came out. They started singing songs, and that was a message.
Yes.
And so basically
Yes.
right now, we got to do the same thing again. We got to get the message out there.
We do. That's why I'm glad you have me on your show. I felt this was a great opportunity for me, and I'm very thankful.
Now, I am glad you took the time out to get on this show because I know you're a busy lady. So what are your campaign stops? Are you having any town halls, any grassroots meetings or anything coming up?
Yes. Well, I have my campaign kickoff / meet and greet will be on July 27th in Richmond. It's on all my social media, M. Greene-Scott. And we're gonna schedule town halls and just small meet and greets in different places throughout the district so that I can let people know who I am. I can listen to them, get some feedback, because it's not just about me. I need to hear what concerns are. And I know, like in Matagorda, I know that they have concerns for healthcare because in those rural counties, they don't have a lot of hospitals and doctors. And so that's a problem. And we need to figure out, how do we fix this? How do we address it? Well, we start by listening. And so that's what I definitely want to do, have town halls.
That's why I was telling somebody yesterday on the show is they don't know what to do if you don't tell them your needs.
Yes.
They may not be able to get your needs in, but you got to let people know what your needs are. You may be one person, but out there one, there may be 20 more that need the same needs. So somebody got to be a spokesperson and say, hey, this is what we need. Can you help us out with this? Just to get the ball rolling and started, because it's the whys. Why we can't get this? Why? Well, one reason why you can't get it because you didn't ask for it.
Yes. What's the saying? Closed mouths don't get fed.
Right.
So if you don't ask, how do we know?
Yeah.
That's why, and that's why I say you have to hold elected officials accountable. They work for you. It's not the other way around. They work for you. So we need to, once we elect them, we need to hold them accountable. And you hold them accountable by, well, during the campaign, I told you this. Have you tried anything to get that resolved? And you should expect an answer. If you don't, then something's wrong.
Which brings this up. I am so sick and tired of sick, whatever you want to call it, are these talking points. They all get together, and this is what we're going to talk about today. You ask a question outside that, they always want to bounce back. Well, Hillary did this. Hey, that's not what I asked. I asked, what are you doing right now? Because talking points just drive me crazy. If you can't talk, the people put you in that seat. When the people ask you, what are you doing? And you come back with talking points that all y'all Republicans are talking about, not just one. They're all on that same playbook. I said, so that's just like calling somebody on the phone with customer service and they stick to a script. If you ask them outside that script to take, can you hold on a second? Put you on hold 5 minutes, come back. Well, we're going to do that. You still haven't answered my question. That's so frustrating when you can't get a yes and no. I played it the other day, how to do a bill, Schoolhouse Rock. I said, some of these people in Congress needed to listen to this again because they don't know how a bill is done. And when they sit out and say things that we know it's just lies, they believe it themselves. And that's one thing we need to get rid of is that's why we need fresh, new people in office like yourself.
Yes, thank you. Colin Powell just said that. I saw a quote yesterday, and that's what he basically said, that we've gotten to a point where lies are just out there. People tell lies, and they don't back down. They say it's the truth, and they keep telling it as if that'll make it the truth, but it doesn't. And they know how to stick to talking points. Ooh. You are so right.
They stick to those, and I just look at it. They ask you an opening question. Do you know the difference between open and close? Okay, it's an opening question. and one thing they jumped on when Biden turned around and approved all this money going to each state, they all voted against it, and now they got their audacity to say, "Well, I brought this to you." No, you didn't.
That's it. They voted against the infrastructure bill. Charnels did, but they take credit for it. Like they voted for it. No, you didn't vote for it. And we can look at your record. That's the thing. They think, I mean, just like video. During the debate, Donald Trump said the Charlottesville situation was debunked. Like it wasn't real, and we didn't see it with our own eyes, and we can't go back and look at videos. That's where we've gotten, where the truth doesn't even matter. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Where I remember President Obama used to always say we're in the silly season. We are past the silly season. We're in the alternative facts season.
I was waiting for that because I said that too. Well, alternative facts, you're just a liar. That's all. Alternative facts. Speaking about Obama, one thing people got to realize, they call it Obamacare. They've been trying to get rid of that for years. And they're getting pressure from the other side because there's a lot of white folks that use that Obamacare. Yes. And when you want, they talk about getting rid of something, but no replacement.
No. He said he would have one, and we're waiting still today for his replacement to the Affordable Care Act. You know, it was implemented in 2014. So we are 10 years from implementation. Millions of people rely on it, and they're still going after it. And remember, it's the Affordable Care Act, but they called it Obamacare to smear it. And then President Obama embraced it. So it's Obamacare, but they've been after it for 10 years, but too many people rely on it. My thing, or part of my platform, is for us to increase the subsidies so that working class people can afford better health care. It's still expensive, or you get the basic. And if you're poor, there are more subsidies, but we need subsidies for working class people as well. So my thing is, let's strengthen the Affordable Care Act, not take it away. That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, got one last question for you.
Okay.
District 22.
Mm-hmm.
What are the main needs for your district?
I think, well, of course, we know job growth. We have to worry about the economy and job security, job growth. Healthcare, that's another one. I don't want to say reproductive rights. I want to say bodily autonomy, because what they're doing, and if you look at 2025, it's a part of it. They want to get rid of abortions. They want to get rid of IVF. They want to get rid of contraceptives, and they want to get rid of uncontested divorce. I'm a family law attorney, so we do plenty of those. So now they want to get rid of uncontested divorces. What they're doing is they're slowly chipping away at rights. And they're doing it right in our faces. We thought, oh, surely definitely when Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett were in their Senate hearings, they said, well, Roe is the law of the land. Well, yeah, they knew it was the law of the land until they decided it was no longer the law of the land. So they feel, okay, we're going to go after abortion rights. Then we're going after IVF, because we don't think that's proper. We don't think they should do that. That goes against God. Well, God gave man the ability, right? That's how we have IVF, because God gave man the ability to develop things or to discover things. And that's why we have IVF. Well, now, we're going to go against contraceptions. Now, if a woman is in an abusive relationship, she can't even get a divorce, because they're going to say, oh, well, that goes against our rules, what we think you should do.
Yeah.
Because it's all about control now. They want to control a woman's body. They want to control a woman, period. And don't think, oh, I'm a man, I'm immune. If they coming after us, guess what? They're coming after y'all next.
Yeah, you're next.
You're next.
That's right.
If you don't say anything, you're next.
Yeah.
So black men need to understand that. Yeah, they're coming after us right now, but you're next.
Mm-hmm.
And I need them to see that. And I try to talk. I'm just going to share this story with you. I was in Bay City in Matagorda County, and I was talking to some guys, and they started talking about Kamala Harris, the vice president. Well, she put people in jail when she was in California. I said, was she not a prosecutor? I said, did they commit the crime? Were they convicted? I said, if they were convicted, she was doing her job. Now, if you tell me 20 people were arrested and they were all found not guilty, well, maybe we need, and I just threw 20 out there, but maybe we need to see. But if these people are being arrested and tried and convicted, then she's doing her job. I want her to do that.
Yeah.
That's why we elected her. So we need to, when they start spewing that foolishness, we need to bring it back to, look, there are some things at stake in this election, and we need to pay attention. Because why you think he said black jobs? What are black jobs?
Well, I'm still trying to figure that one out.
What are black jobs?
We're not lined up shining shoes like we had doing back in the days. Yeah.
But I think that's where they want us to be. That's hence pulling back Head Start, taking away student loans, taking away Pell Grants, all of that. The programs that help low-income people get ahead. That's what this country was built on. That's what I thought it was built on. But now that too many of us are getting ahead, oh wait,
Hold, we got to
we
stop
need to
this.
we gotta stop this train. It's
Yeah.
moving too fast. Like you know how the old folks talk. Sometimes I say things because I grew up around my grandmother, so
Yeah.
I say some things and it's like, yeah, yeah, that's what the old folks say.
Yeah, what you say that I remember my grandmother, I never knew what she was talking about. She said, that man gonna make me lose my religion. And I'm young at the time. I'm
Hmm.
saying, how can you lose your religion? Then I found out. I said, oh, okay.
Oh, you know how.
And you're
My
right
grandma
about
was
that.
very religious, but
Yeah.
she would lose her religion sometimes. She didn't play.
Yeah. And then came back where she was at, peaceful and everything. But don't
Hmm.
push, like that song said, don't push me. I'm close to the edge. You know.
Yes,
And that's what they're
yes,
doing. They're actually pushing. They're pushing real hard. And
they are.
and we gotta push back. We gotta
We
continue
have
to
to.
push
We
back
have
on.
to fight with everything in us.
Yeah, that is
We
so
do.
true. Well,
And know that we have quality candidates. We have people. We're not just running anybody. They run anybody and they get financial support. We're running qualified candidates, and we need to focus, especially in our counties, Fort Bend County, all our counties. You need to vote from the top of the ticket all the way down. Go all
yeah.
the way to the bottom and vote blue because we're the ones fighting. We're the ones fighting for everyday people and trying to protect us and our rights.
Yeah, and you are so right about that because we need us. We
We
gotta
do.
we gotta get on the board to get everybody on board. If that makes any sense, because right now we got people still in limbo in our culture.
Yeah.
They still in limbo. They don't know who to vote for. He's old. He's crazy. I don't know. Well, you have no. You got two choices, and choice number one, you want democracy to stay the way it is right now, or do you want choice two, anarchy? I'm gonna say it just like that because that's what it's gonna be.
Well, and the Supreme Court has said it. They say as long as it's an official duty, so he can call anything an official duty. And he's already said he wants to be a dictator only on day one, not after day one, just day one. Have, can we believe anything he's ever
And
said?
you know that's not gonna last. Day one go to the first year, second year, third year, fifth year, sixth year. It's
We
gonna keep
won't,
on
yeah, we
going.
won't even have an election because it'll be within his official duty to cancel the
Hmm.
presidential election. And the Supreme Court that we have will allow it. He appointed three justices. One of them they stole from President Obama.
Right.
Three justices he appointed. Can this country survive him appointing any more justice? And we're not fear mongering. We're stating facts. They have told us in Project 2025, they have said they were not prepared when he won in 2016. This time they are prepared and they are ready to replace civil servants
Yes.
with Trump loyalists,
Loyalists.
people who will vow to be loyal to Trump. So all of the safeguards will be off. And the Supreme Court has already said he's immune. He has absolute immunity as long as it's an official
Official
act.
duty. Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, like you said, M. Greene-Scott. I like how you put that, M. Greene-Scott. I'm looking forward for you being elected in office. I'm
Thank
looking
you
I'm
so
looking
much.
for, and when that happens, I'm a call, congratulate you. Please take my call.
Well,
But I'm looking
I
forward.
say that's
Yeah. So I'm gonna look
wrong.
forward to that, and then I want to let everybody know that um, this interview right now will be on YouTube in about 20 minutes, and I'll have it on
Okay.
my Facebook page so people can watch back and see you telling it like it is.
I hope I didn't talk too much.
Oh no, that is the whole idea. We want to know you, and you
Mm-hmm.
you brought you. And so that's what we
I
want to know.
did.
We want to know what you are all about because everybody will know, well, who is she? What is she about? Well, you just found out.
Well, thank you for giving me the venue to do this.
All
I
right.
appreciate that.
Oh, you are so welcome. Anything we could do for you anytime, don't hesitate to give us a call, reach out to us. And let me know when
Look,
you're gonna have some of your meetings down there, and ahead of time.
I
I
will.
may drive down there just to see it in person.
All right. I'm going
So,
to send you an invitation,
okay,
and I may reach back out to come closer to the election.
that will be fine with me. That'll be
All
fine.
right. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
I've enjoyed this.
All right, well, good. Look at you. You see, that's the face we gonna see on November 5th at 10 o'clock at night. That's the winning face right
Yes.
there.
Yes.
All right, you take care. We appreciate you coming
You
on.
too.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Okay. Goodbye.
Okay. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. That was M. Greene-Scott.